China is heavily investing in army modernization, unveiling stealth fighters, commissioning new warships and submarines, and pouring hundreds of billions into defense every year. China projects the image of a rising superpower. Its annual defense budget, second only to that of the United States, is designed to showcase the People's Liberation Army as a force capable of challenging the global order. Yet, beneath the surface of this buildup lies a fundamental weakness. The PLA has not fought a real war in more than 4 decades, and that absence of combat experience raises serious doubts about whether it could survive the realities of modern conflict. The last time China engaged in a major war was in 1979, when it invaded Vietnam. That campaign, intended as a show of strength, instead exposed glaring flaws in planning, logistics, and battlefield execution. Chinese forces suffered heavy casualties and failed to achieve their objectives, retreating after weeks of costly fighting. Since then, the PLA has avoided direct wars, relying instead on intimidation, coercion, and military exercises to project power. While modernization has transformed its arsenal, it has not tested whether its soldiers, officers, and command structures can withstand the chaos of sustained combat. Modern warfare is not about parades or simulations. It is about endurance under fire, the ability to adapt when plans collapse, and the resilience to sustain morale when casualties mount. China's military doctrine emphasizes centralized control and rigid hierarchy, which may look efficient in peacetime but risks paralysis in war. Real combat rewards initiative, flexibility, and decentralized decision-making, qualities the PLA has not demonstrated. Without the crucible of war, its confidence rests on assumptions rather than proven capability. China's strategy has largely been to threaten smaller neighbors, flying warplanes near Taiwan, harassing Philippine vessels in the South China Sea, or pressurizing Vietnam. Against weaker states, intimidation works because the threat itself is often enough. But against a capable adversary, the absence of war-tested strategy becomes a liability. The PLA has never had to coordinate large-scale joint operations under fire, never had to sustain prolonged campaigns, and never had to manage the psychological toll of battlefield losses. The 2020 Galwan clash with India is a stark reminder of this gap. When Chinese troops attempted to alter the status quo along the line of actual control, they were met with fierce resistance from Indian soldiers. Despite superior numbers and equipment, the PLA suffered casualties in brutal hand-to-hand combat, losses Beijing tried to conceal. India's forces, hardened by decades of counter-insurgency and border deployments, exposed the PLA's lack of combat toughness. That episode revealed that China's military, while technologically advanced, may falter when confronted by determined resistance. Another structural weakness lies in the political nature of the PLA. It is not a professional army in the Western sense, but the armed wing of the Communist Party. Political loyalty often outweighs merit, and commissars embedded in units ensure ideological conformity. In wartime, this could slow decision-making and stifle initiative, as commanders hesitate to act without political approval. Modern wars demand speed, flexibility, and independent judgment, qualities the PLA political oversight undermines. China's modernization has also created a culture of overconfidence. Military exercises are carefully staged, outcomes predetermined, and casualties absent. Soldiers and officers are shielded from the unpredictability of real combat. By contrast, militaries like those of the United States, India, or Russia have absorbed hard lessons through decades of conflict, shaping doctrine and resilience through blood and sacrifice. The PLA has not undergone that transformation. In a real war, especially against a peer adversary, these weaknesses would be exposed quickly. Logistics chains would be stretched, morale would be tested, and rigid command structures would struggle to adapt. Technology and numbers alone cannot guarantee survival. Until China's military proves itself in actual combat, its reputation as a rising superpower rests more on intimidation than on demonstrated strength. This is the paradox of China's military rise. Vast resources, advanced weapons, and global ambitions, but no war-tested foundation. The PLA can threaten, posture, and coerce, but whether it can endure the brutal realities of modern conflict remains an open question.